Okay, excellent. So good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to Wasl Talks. It's our 6th edition of Talks. So let me introduce our speaker for the day. She's a tutor in Government University of Kingdom of Bahrain and 17 years in university experience and industry knowledge and expertise as well. And she's published many research papers, and her areas research industries, natural language processing, recommender systems, information retrieval, deep learning, machine learning, and authored 30 plus publications, all of this. Guided over 50 plus UG and PG students, various innovative products based on algorithmic ideas, was an active member of the funded project, early warning and monitoring systems, and organized, presented, participated in various national and international technical events like ICPC, conferences, workshops, hackathons. And she's completed various reputed certifications like Apple Certified Trainer, SCGP, Oracle, then HE Fellow, HE Fellowship, Quality Matter Certified, and lot more. So without further ado, let me welcome our today's speaker, Sini Raj, to talk about natural language processing, that NLP, in day-to-day life. The virtual floor is over to you, Sini. Please take it.
Thank you, Abdul. Thanks a lot, Nayana, and thanks a lot, Dr. Abdul, for having me here. And it's a wonderful opportunity, and I really value this to be part of Wasl and Toastmasters Club, as you have communicated with me. So let me share my screen and let's started without any further delay. And thank you so much. So I can see some around 11 participants by now. Okay. So if you have any questions or anything like that, you can always stop me, and you can have your questions back to me at any time. Okay, I'll be there for you. So I am, as Dr. Abdul have already told, I am a senior lecturer at Government College in Bahrain, and yeah, I do. If you want, after the talk, if you feel like communicating back with me, you have my email ID and LinkedIn profile and everything here, so you can always get in touch with me. So by the end of the session, it's going to be a small session, but it should be something which is useful for you all, right? So by the end of the session, I just wanted to give you a small introduction about what natural language processing is all about, and what are the applications which are already there and which we use in our real time, without even we knowing that, we have all these applications around there. So this is something which I want to convey as part of this session. And yes, so yeah, so whenever we talk about natural language processing, it is a mandate that, we need to start with what is AI. So mostly, if you could see, like everybody who is there on the talk, already know that what artificial intelligence is. Say, if you can make a system, induce some intelligence artificially onto the system to make the way we want them to work, we could say that, okay, we have induced an artificial intelligence, or we are actually dealing with artificial intelligence machines, right? And always, we do have this kind of a bigger umbrella. So when we talk about it, we have machine learning, and machine learning it's the human brains. I mean, it's all the algorithm, and it's a processes which makes these machines, intelligent, right? And when we talk about deep learning, it's, say, we are humans. We always, need something to be done again and again more perfect as time goes, right? So deep learning always, talks about something like, we want to mimic our human brain itself, okay? I don't want my machine to do something just like that, but I want my machine to do exactly in the way like I respond as a human to a particular problem, right? So that is nothing but deep learning. But then how comes this, where is this NLP coming in process? NLP is actually kind of a sub area or a research area, which actually incorporates everything. So NLP has its own standalone way of staying there? Not at all, right? So it's not an isolated field. It is a field which is actually in integration with so many different fields, right? So NLP is natural language processing. Say if I talk, will my machine be able to understand it? Okay, will my machine be able to interpret that in the way I talk with another human? Is it possible? Say when I type something, will the machine be able to understand what I am typing and able to interpret and able to give me answers back in the way I need, right? So this is where this concept or this beautiful area of research called natural language processing comes in picture. I mean, like, this is not something new. Even our kids at home, nowadays we could see even more than they calling us mama or papa, we could call them like Alexa or Siri or Google Home, right? So this is how, and they have their pet names also nowadays. So we could actually, see all this in our real day life itself. So this is how of the structure about, how this NLP is actually related with all the different fields which are already there. Now coming back to NLP, as I told you, it cannot stand alone. Okay, it's not a field. So is it only computer science? No, not at all. It's part of computer science field. And apart from it, yes, we require the major area of research in artificial intelligence, which is required. And then computational linguistics, okay, language. It's all deal with the different kinds of language. It's expertise. Say, if I want to build an app specifically for the Arabic language. Yes, I want to train my model in the Arabic language, parameters, with the Arabic language parameters, right? So if I want to make my app work for a particular language, I need to make it train with that set of parameters. I need to make my machine know that, okay, these are all the different cases and different variants where you have to actually, interact and, then only my app or application will be able to give me back the results in the local language. Nowadays, we don't have to worry much about it because we do have a lot of packages which are already available, which makes our lives easy, right? So definitely, computational linguistics or the linguistics or the language sector is very important when it comes to natural language processing. Apart from all this, the another major area which is actually related and which is very widely used in natural language processing is information engineering itself. What do you mean by that? Yeah, I want to develop an app which can convert, say, like a Google Translate. I want an application which converts my local language into Arabic language. So there is a set of data collection and acquisition which is required for doing this. Say, whenever I do a particular problem, you all know that we require a proper data collection to keep moving forward, right? So I want that data collection to be done. So then only I'll be able to get some inferences and insights later after getting the results out from it. So information engineering is definitely related to natural language processing. So the first thing which I want to give you a glimpse is that natural language processing is not a standalone area. It is something which actually relates to different kind of areas. It's related to so many different areas of research like computer science, artificial intelligence, which comes inside, and linguistics, the language related models which are already there, and information engineering. So these are the things which I want to. So it's a field, it's a broad area of field which is connected to so many different. And yes, let's straight away jump into a little bit of applications to see like whether we know we are using natural language processing in our daily life. So we do have a lot of real-time applications. So as you all know that, when you use your phone, the first time when this voice recognition came, I know that my mama is talking with the phone. I was just asking her, what are you doing, mama? Then even I haven't started using, the voice in my voice control I was wondering who is this mama is talking to? Then she said, hey, no, I don't have to chat anymore. I don't have to type anything more. I can just simply talk with the phone and get the data. I mean, like, this is the first time I realized that how the technology can actually impact even it's like age independent, it is, for the kids, it's easier. For the old age people, it is easier. For everyone, it's just, reaches everyone so easily. So that is how, I understood. And oh my God, this is something really, if my mama can use, okay, definitely I can use. I will not tell this to my mama though. Okay. So I think like, so it's the kind of the impact that we have this dynamic technology, have it in our real life. So these are all the different type of applications which NLP has an impact upon. But let's take it step by step. Let's divide this whole set of applications into different sectors and see whether we are able to relate to what it is. So yeah, so before entering into the different sectors, nowadays the major terms, there are certain terminologies which we hear and which we cannot set aside. Generative AI, right? So everybody talks about, even if you are actually going for a funding, people ask, is there any content from generative AI? Then I will fund you. Okay. Normally, maybe like, 1 year before it was like AI, you should have some AI content in your proposals, or, whatever you are talking about, you should have some AI contents. Nowadays, the investors are basically looking at, no, we want some generative AI content so that, we can reach the people more easier. We will give you funding. Okay, if you have a technology and generative AI technology incorporated in it. So that is how the world moves. So Gen AI is very simple. Okay, it is nothing great. Actually, people had made a great boom about it, but it is as simple as that. We are using some artificial intelligence algorithms for what? For generating, either it could be text, it could be images, it could be audio, it could be video, anything that we do. Okay, so that could be classified under this umbrella called generative AI. And whenever you see about generative AI, it goes hand in hand with NLP. Okay, so I'll take you through that. So let's, categorize this whole applications into a little bit. Say we will call it as, so these are the terms which you see here might be a bit technical, but we will see what are the applications inside. So one of the first, applications of NLP is conversational agents. Conversational agents, as I told you, our mama, talking with the phone, that's a conversational agent. That's all. Okay, Alexa, Siri, all your Google Home. As I told you, our kids will call Alexa or Siri more than, them calling us mama, right? Nowadays, you could see that, right? So they might be, more used to that. So that they're all called as, conversational agents. Now let's get into some history. I mean, like, there are so many people here. Maybe, some of the people can identify the symbol. I don't know how many of you can identify the symbol here. So when you, maybe, the people in 2000s can understand the symbol, or those who are actually interested in the space and the Star Wars and all the stuff will be able to identify the symbol actually more. Okay, this is actually called as HAL 9000. It is actually from a film, in Space Odyssey. Even I should have put some Star Wars, thing also here, some pictures also here, because these are the movies which in 2000 and 1987s, you could see that how beautifully they have depicted the impact of, the natural language processing and the AI related, bots available. And which, I mean, like, you should imagine it is in 1987, the Star Wars has come in 1987. Okay, but now we could actually see it as a reality in front of us. Right? So that is the kind of the beauty of all this. So this is kind of the first set of examples which we could see in our own, we humans have actually done. Okay. And Jill or Gil, I'm not very sure how they are actually pronouncing it, but Jill is actually the teaching assistant, one of the first teaching assistant, you should imagine. Okay. One of the first teaching assistant, kind of a chat bot, but a teaching chat bot. Okay. Which is actually prepared by Georgia Tech. Okay. So it's kind of a teaching assistant. So all this has actually, come long time ago. It is not something new. And some of the people who have been actually in AI will be able to remember this. Tay is actually one of the chatterbox, which is actually introduced by Microsoft Corporation. Do you know what they have done? They introduced this and they started using the chatbot. Everybody became so excited. Oh, a chatbot, we can talk with a robot. Okay, that's nice. They started talking with the robot. And finally, what happened? The robot started, the model started trained with the weird questions. We are humans, we will not think straight. We will think like this always, right? We will always have a twist and turn in our thought process. Okay, what if I give this, question to it? Okay, what will it answer? We will always have that, inquisitiveness. I'll consider that as a positive one. Yeah, so inquisitiveness. So it started giving lot of questions, lot of cunning questions, and it started giving out a lot of racism, racist answers. So Microsoft had to shut down this, shut down this chatterbox within the same day itself, within 24 hours or 16 hours, after its launch, they had to shut down. So this was the time, we had this chatbots long time ago where we were actually looking forward. So the ones which we see here, the chat GPT or whatever we see here, it is not that which is actually come all of a sudden. We humans have been working on all these technologies for a very long time. So the long-term research has been there behind. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Now, some of you would have heard about this. Question answering, right? Question answering, oh my God, everybody will know. Even after in your class or in your exams, okay, question answering, we know, ma'am, okay, we all know that. right? So this is actually a wonderful thing. Like this is one of the first IBM Watson. IBM Watson is the first question answering computer system. What happened is it's a quiz bot. Okay. So it actually defeated one of the world champions at that time.
Is it me or everyone? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Is that fine, Naina?
Yes, yes. Go ahead. Yes.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So this is the first question and answer bot. Okay. So the IBM Watson has been trained with so much of quiz questions that it was able to beat the world champions in 2011. Okay. It is not so far. We are just in 2024. Okay. So these are all certain examples where we could see about the conversational agents. Virtual assistants, as I told you, Siri, Alexa, okay, without which I don't think in any of your houses will even, have it, Siri, play that song, play this song, have fun with me, blah, blah, blah. So everything, that, how virtual assistants has been part of in our day-to-day life nowadays. So the first time when people were talking about VA, I was actually thinking, what is this VA? Then only, I understood, oh my God, okay, we have come a very long way from what is VA to how we actually develop VA. So that is where we are now, okay, as normal human beings. I mean, like, not about hardcore researchers, I mean, like, normally in any of the courses outside in any of the universities, developing a chatbot is just a program nowadays. I mean, like, just a program in your lab manual, that's all, okay? This is where we have actually reached nowadays, okay? So this is the impact of natural language processing. Yes, here comes our superstar, right? ChatGPT. So is there anyone who have not used ChatGPT nowadays? Yeah, generative. Okay, there are some comments which are coming in. Yeah, is there anyone in this room who have not used ChatGPT? Can you give me in the comment section? Is there anyone who have not used ChatGPT? I think everyone would have used ChatGPT, right? So this is actually one of the most common industry-related funny thing, I mean, like, the people, the coders, when they started using ChatGPT, they thought that, okay, so those who are not developers, even those who are not able to code anything can even use ChatGPT to generate the code. All of you know that, right? But what happens? ChatGPT will give the code in 5 minutes. But how will you, if an error comes, what happens? You will take 24 hours to debug it. Okay. So that is the case, because that is the kind of the code that they generate. So even if you don't know the basics, there is nothing it's going to happen, right? So definitely, that even my kid, uses ChatGPT, and, say I restrict him in some ways, but still, okay, that's another story. But, I restrict him in so many different ways, but still, they have actually certain courses, ICT courses and IT, the physics and chemistry classes, where they use actually ChatGPT to understand and relate, okay, how the explanation and how the, the description can be given in a better way, right? So, yeah, so ChatGPT is basically one of the main natural language processing application. So how does it work? Everything in computer science is input, process, output. That's all, as simple as that. So as you all know that in ChatGPT, you give some prompts. They are called as the prompts. Okay, when you give a prompt, the LLMs, they are called as a natural, the large language models, which works behind. They are simple, deep learning models. So they, the generative pre-trained model, it works behind, and you get some output. That's all. It's all input, process, output. But if you can give the prompt in a better way, say you are a teacher, okay, you want to give, rather than, simply, what is Gen AI? Instead of that, you can give, say, if you want to show a fifth standard student what Gen AI is, you want to actually give them, you want to make them understand what Gen AI is. It's very simple. You have to write the prompt. How will you write the prompt? You are a teacher, plus you will write, okay, you want to show a fifth standard student understand that what is Gen AI. So you will give a very detailed prompt. If you give a very detailed prompt, you will get beautiful examples from ChatGPT, so that you can even make a fifth standard student understand what is Gen AI. You getting my point? So it's as simple as that. So whatever you give as the input to a ChatGPT, that has to be bit, bit crisp and clear and bit detailed, so that you will get your answers also as that. What is that? Natural language processing, because you are actually dealing with the textual data. Okay. So when you give the prompts in a beautiful manner to an artificially intelligent machine or a model, like ChatGPT, it gives you the output also in a beautiful way. That's all. So input, and you have some process which is happening on, which is your ChatGPT, and you are getting some output back from ChatGPT. And we are humans, we are lazy, because I always, believe that laziest people are the best people in the world. You know why? Because, so yes, Nayan, I also agree with you. Okay, so I'm in terms with you. So what happens is that, the laziest people make us more innovative, make us more creative. Okay, those people who was, somebody was really, lazy enough to get up from the couch and go near the TV and change the channels, invented this remote, right? Definitely, they invented the remote because they can sit at the same place and change from their hand, right? So everything is more simpler because you are lazy also. So laziness is good, okay? So in the same way, even for, if you want to ask some questions to the ChatGPT, you have even now prompt generators. Okay, you don't have to create any prompt. You have prompt generators, which is actually nothing but natural language based. You can simply ask in your English language. You can, whichever local language you want, you can ask about it. It'll give you the prompt, copy paste it, and you will get the answers. So laziness is also having a positive point here, right? So apart from that, we do have a lot of tools. Okay, I mean, like if I start listing it, it will just go on and on and on. So we have ChatGPT, we have DALL-E. Those who are, web media and artists kind of people, will be, normally using DALL-E, would have used DALL-E, Gemini, Quillbot. Those who are in the research area would have very widely, even the students, I'm not telling it outside, but students use paraphrasing, right? I'll copy paste something from the internet. Oh my God, no, I want to paraphrase it so that, look like an academician. Okay, so you will write, I am an academician, please change it in the way I want, that is possible. So everything is possible. Canva, I don't know, most of the students, who creates videos and audios, they cannot live without Canva nowadays. So this is how actually it goes on. So there are so many tools which are available. So all these tools, basically the main concept that they use is basically the algorithms, which is based on the natural language, the large language models, which we use in natural language processing. So does it stop there with conversational? Ma'am, you were talking about those conversational agents for so long, we are bored. Okay, we will move on to something else. What is that? Machine translation. Okay, so the first time when I reached Bahrain, I'm in Bahrain, I'm from India and I'm in Bahrain now. Reached in Bahrain, I reached at 12 o'clock in the night during the hardcore COVID. I was literally worried. Oh my God, I don't know Arabic. What will I do? Okay. Then my brother said, hello, come on, when are you living? Which world are you living in? You have Google Translate. Then I started using Google Translate. Now, even if you put me in Uganda or wherever it is, I'm completely fine. I can go. I'm no offense to Uganda. I really love Uganda. Okay. So I can go to any place and I could actually, I have that confidence. Okay. I have Google Translate. As far as internet connection is there, I'm fine. Okay. So Google Translate is there. I'm fine. Okay. So Google Translate is actually, one of the first, the very best natural language processing, 100% natural language processing processing application that has been actually developed by Google and which we use on a very daily basis. Okay, so nowadays we don't know, even when we open our Google, okay, this normal search engine in any of the Arabic countries, it will come, right? Do you want to change into any other languages? What is happening? That is nothing but 100% Google Translate, okay, which is actually happening, which is acting as a plugin. So this is one of the major application, Google Translate. How many of you have used Google Lens? How many of you have used Google Lens? Most of you, right? Yeah. I mean, like, say, normally if I get any emails, because when we work in a very, say if I get any text which isn't completely in Arabic, I normally use this Google Lens because it extracts the text from that particular, it identifies the boundary, it extracts the text and converts it into whichever language you want, right? So that is nothing but neural machine translation, which is a big area of research in natural language processing, right? So these are all some applications which we even don't know that there is a big kind of an area of research which is underneath the rest, but we use it as simple as that in our daily life, right? So Google Lens is an application of natural language processing. Then there is another major area of research, like, translation and transliteration. Oh my God, what are you telling this? Translation is as simple as that. If you want to translate exactly that sentence from one language to another language, it is a translation, right? What we do. Now, transliteration is maybe for your scriptures. Say, I want to understand the conceptual meaning of the semantic meaning of the text itself and change into another language without any grammatical issues, right? I could call it as a transliteration. So these are all certain things, we do have a lot of apps like this. So these are all actually examples of or applications which we use in our daily life in NLP. Now, another major application is this we've been using for, I think, decades and decades, okay? Email filters. All of you know about your spam filters, right? Like your spam folder in your email. What is it happening? Your text is written. Google knows everything, okay? Google have ear, Google have eyes, everywhere it's Google. So we cannot hide from Google. Even if your mama didn't find you, it's fine, but Google will find you, okay? So Google have all your information, in fact, right? So it's like that. So all your emails, it is read. Okay, if there is any unethical words or something like that, go to spam. Okay, you go there, you check whether if it is okay, come make it back, move it back to your primary, right? You have primary updates and everything, right? So automatically the mails go to this spam folders. Why? It's NLP, it's pure NLP, okay? So it is pure classification algorithm, which is actually happening. You are taking all the text, you are identifying blah, blah, blah. Okay, you are not good, go there. Otherwise, you go here. That's all. It's a simple classification problem. Like in your machine learning algorithm, it's a simple machine learning algorithm, which actually happens here. Spam or not spam. Okay, binary classification problem. Now coming back to, this is one of my favorite area, okay? Information extraction. Okay, because as researchers or as teachers or okay, fine, even if we are in industry, okay, when white papers come in or some news come in, how many of you have the time to read through all your news and find out the relevant data? Nobody have the time for it nowadays. Even we have, in shorts. I mean, like we have applications which gives you short news, but we have so much of notifications of that short news that we actually miss out the relevant news nowadays, right? This is what is actually happening in information extraction. So information extraction actually comes in such a way that if you have a bigger text or very great, like a very enormous text, okay, make it into simple and give it to me as a capsule form so that it is crisp and clear. I will just gulp it, okay? So that is nothing but information extraction. And from a particular sentence itself, I need to identify which all words or which all, sentences within the sentences itself, which of words are actually relevant to based on my personal, relevance, which is relevant for me. It will extract it and it will actually give me the news of that interest. That could be news classifications and your news pop-ups. And you would have seen this is like a Google patent. You would have all seen at least, once in your life, the Google patents, right? So you could see that this is the bigger patent. Okay, there is a bigger paper behind this as well, but nobody actually goes through everything. You will look at this small place, right? You will look at this small place and you will understand all your details. This is nothing but a summary. This is nothing but an information extraction. You all know Barack Obama. I'm not worrying about Barack Obama here. I mean, like a Wikipedia, right? In Wikipedia, you have so much of contents in Wikipedia, right? You can't keep track of all the contents there. But if you look at it, whenever I'm looking for a, say a superstar or a film actress or something, I won't read about all his details. First, I will look at the small box and see, okay, who is his spouse and what is his age? Okay, everything I will look over to it, right? So this is nothing but the small information box which gives me. So I'm extracting the relevant information from this large content. I'm putting it into a box. This box is basically called as DBpedia. Okay, so this is, internally, when you look at your DBpedia, so when you look at this is your DBpedia. When you look at it, this looks like a big semantic web. There are a lot of connections. So even when you look at, look at one of your famous actress and your name, there will be some connection somewhere. Okay, we can have connections. Okay, if you look at it. So that is how it is connection. This is called as an ontology. Ontology means, which gives you all the connections between all this network. So this is kind of a semantic web, like a big, a spider with spider's web. Okay, so this is how all the details which is there in the Wikipedia is basically connected. Whichever topic you take, there will be one connection between each of the other ones. So this basically drills back to the major concept of NLP. Then again, summarizations. Okay, how many of you now go to film theaters to see films? No, I actually stopped it long back. Okay, how nowadays don't go. Okay, OTT is there. Okay, God is there. Any language film doesn't matter. Why? Because we have a subtitle. What is happening? Process. It's NLP. It's nothing but natural language processing. You are actually converting the voice into text and you are making it in the language which you want, right? So that is nothing but NLP. So I nowadays don't go, we will go to all the IMDb reviews, okay, all those reviews and see. So in reviews, what is actually happening? Whole film, your video content is taking, that video content is actually summarized into a text. That's all, okay? So that text is actually giving you, there are so many, what is that, softwares and tools. If time permits, I can show you. Essay, you know, I mean, like, what is that? There is an essaygenerate.ai tool, which actually, when you give the YouTube link, it will give you simple summarization about the complete video. You don't have to even see the video. You don't have to even worry about what is in the video. It gives you exact content about a summarized, short, sweet summary about your whole YouTube content for your kids. Okay. So this is how it happens. So this is summarization. So summarization is basically an important example of natural language processing. And this is mainly for we researchers. Okay. Oh my God, you know, doing a PhD, as Abdul told you, Abdul might know, you know, when you read a white paper or, you know, any of the research paper, reading the whole paper and understanding itself, boom, okay, it's gone from our head, right? So if we have some summarization technique so that you give, hello, dear, okay, this is the summary of it, go ahead. And if you want, you use it. If somebody gives to you, it'll be really happy for you, right? So this is something called as, you know, there are so many paper summarizers nowadays, which are available. Scholas, you know, there are so many different paper summarizers. I don't remember all the names, sorry for that. But, you know, summarizers which are already available, you can simply give the URL of your paper. It will give you a beautiful summary about what that paper about, what is the technique which is used, and what is the results. Okay, if you want to results, they will have links to the results. You can just go there. Okay, I'll give you the details later. Okay, not an open platform later, maybe. Okay, so summarization, it's actually one of the beautiful example of NLP. Then comes sentiment analysis. Okay, sentiment analysis, we all know, right? Whenever we buy a product, even the lady who calls over the phone tells, my name is Kartika, please give me, you know, a rating of 9+. Okay, right? You know, she does that for her job, right? So this is sentiment analysis. So if you have a very bad experience with the product or something like that, you go to the Google and give a bad review. Oh my God, I had a very bad experience, right? Even for the apps, we give, you know, reviews in the Google Play Store, right? So this is something like, it's called reinforcement from, you know, reinforcement learning from human feedback. So there are beautiful algorithms behind it. Okay, if you would like to go deep into it, it's a beautiful area of research. So it is called RLHF algorithms. So what is basically happening? So you're reading the text, you're understanding whether it is positive, negative, or it is a neutral comment, right? You're able to understand. That is nothing but sentiment analysis. So in sentiment analysis itself, you can have, you know, even more. You can add one more layer to it for if you want to increase your research. Okay, I'm actually giving sentiment analysis from different languages. Say, I have an Arabic paper. I want to know the news and I want to identify whether the news is actually positive or negative about a particular topic itself, right? And yeah, this is also another example of, you know, predictive analytics. So predictive analytics, as you all know that, you know, say stock market prediction, gold price prediction, crude oil prediction. So these are all comes under predictive analytics. So this I found to be a very interesting story to just to make it, you know, maybe I hope I have time. Okay, so just to make it a little bit more interesting. So this is actually kind of a situation where the Obama actually, you know, became the president the second time. Okay, you all know that, you know, Obama was a US president, right? And he became US president twice. Okay, so how did he do that? The second time, actually, when you look at the statistics of the money he spent to become the US president, he spent only very little money. So this study is actually done by a famous author called Eric Siegel, and he has a book called Predictive Analytics also. So Eric Siegel, what he does is that he divided the whole set of people in US into 4 quadrants. Okay, so what he did is that the first one is do not disturb. Do not disturb means definitely they will vote for you. Okay. They will definitely, I mean, like, sorry, the sure things. Sure things means they will definitely vote for you because I'm you know, I'm campaigning for Obama. So I'll definitely vote for Obama. So I don't have to worry about them because they will definitely vote for me, right? Then there are lost causes. You all know that, right? There will be opposition party, right? Opposition party people, how much ever you try to, you know, persuade them, they will never, okay, they will never vote for Obama because I'm in the opposition party. So you don't have to worry about them because even if you spend money for them, they are not going to vote for you. Then there is some do not disturbs. I mean, like they're in a confusion. Should I vote for Obama or should I vote for? So maybe if I nudge them, hey, vote for Obama, vote. Oh, you are actually pricking me a lot. Let me vote for the opposition. You are like a disturbance for me. They will feel like that. So there are certain set of people who are called as a do not disturbs. So Obama didn't spend money. I mean, like the campaigning team didn't spend money for that also. Then what is the only thing which they did? Persuadables. What is persuadables? Persuadables are those people, okay, hey, I can give you, this much of money. If you do that, you will get this, vote, you will get this, thing, that prize after if you vote for. They are the persuadables. So when you look at this whole set of model, model is called as uplift model, okay, which is actually a model which is actually comes under the predictive analytics, which is actually based on NLP and AI. So this model, the only thing which they have actually focused is this small quadrant. They didn't spend money upon this whole other three. Okay, they just spent the money upon this small quadrant, which is persuadables, because when we spend money upon them, they will vote. That is a major turnover for them. So this is the way actually, he actually won the second time. So this is a beautiful book. Actually, they have got a lot of stories and a lot of examples. So if anybody is interested in any analytics kind of thing, you can actually look into it. So this is one thing which I wanted to highlight here. Now, just to wrap up on, normally whenever some people, so these are all the various applications which we have seen. But whenever we talk about NLP, everybody will tell, oh, NLP, it is very hard. Okay. Everybody will discourage you. Don't go into NLP. Oh my God, it's a very tough area where you cannot, proceed. Don't worry. Actually, it is actually told by two different things. One is ambiguity. Say, just imagine that you have a sentence like this. Okay. The man saw the boy with the telescope. You understood the line, right? Man saw the boy with the telescope. But you can, as a human, say if I put a bracket like this, as a human, I can easily understand. Oh, man saw the boy with the telescope. Okay, I can understand. If I put a bracket like this, I can understand, right? Now, when you, as a human, when you read the second line, what did you understand? Man saw the boy with the telescope. You're getting my point? There are two different meanings. My God, how will you make a computer understand this? How will you make a program understand this? So when you think about it, okay, there could be different type of ambiguities which could make your whole process a bit difficult. Okay, so the computer, so when you are making a computer program, understand the contextual level understanding, there is a little bit of glitch. But do we have to really worry about it nowadays? Not at all, because we do have a lot of large language models which is already out there. We can train in the way we want. Okay, so don't worry. So I just wanted to highlight this point here. Don't worry that, even if some people say that NLP is tough, NLP is difficult. Yes, maybe, a little bit of math is required. Okay, I mean, God, math is part of us. Don't worry about it. Okay, A plus B the whole square. We all know that. So it's fine. Okay, so a little bit of probability, if we know, we'll be able to actually deal with NLP. So if anybody is actually interested, okay, to look over to the daily level applications and dive a little bit deep into the algorithmic process of NLP or anything like that, you should definitely get back to me. Okay, now this is actually, this quote, this image, everything I didn't generate. Okay, I just gave the prompt. Okay, GPT generated, chat GPT generated for me. That's all. Because, when Abdul was asking me about, what could be our title, I gave the title, simply typing to Meta AI, it gave me good title, and Abdul told me, yes, good. Okay, so this is how it happened. Okay, so NLP, the language of innovation, that's what I wanted to tell you. Okay, NLP is not tough. NLP is not anything, which is tough. NLP is just the language of innovation if you use it in the right way. Okay, so that's all it is. So if you have any confusions, or if you want to know a little bit more about or if you want to work with some projects or anything like that, back to me, you can always get back to me. Hope you'll be able to understand a little bit more. So if you have any questions or anything like that, I'm open to it.
I think, Nana, we have some time for question and answer, right? 5 minutes.
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Thank you. Yes, prompt generator, we cannot hide from wife. Okay. Okay. Decide the length of the summary also. Yes, Salim, yes, correct. The problem. If anyone has got any questions. Yes, Samir.
I think Samir has some questions.
Yes, Samir, please.
Yes. Hi, Sini. Thanks a lot for your lovely session. In fact, when
Thank you,
coming to
Samir.
session, I had a different NLP in mind. But then
Yeah. Did you think about neuro processing?
Exactly.
Oh my God. Okay.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I shared in my group as well. I told them like we're gonna have a session on this NLP. It's gonna be
You
good for you
know,
and stuff. But again,
yes.
yeah. But again,
Samir,
the session
actually,
was so yeah. Please tell me.
no, please.
Yeah. So the session was really, and, especially a couple of points. I mean, you talked about Google Translation as a translation tool. Are you aware of any other translation tool? Because often when we try Google Translation, when we try probably converting an English text to Malayalam, that's when you see a great mishap. So are you aware of any other translation tool which can probably help us in detail?
Yeah, actually, there are so many different translator tools. Actually, even we have tools which is actually language specific. So please